Yes, I believe
you have to. You're saying
by looking for evidence of this Loch Ness monster, same thing as if we're looking for God. I mean,
okay, so we looked for evidence of Loch Ness. We didn't find it.
Screw the evidence. John, I have a dead body in the trunk of my car right now. Do you believe me?
Until the evidence shows otherwise, then I will, yes.
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
You are an idiot.
You put yourself in the position where you have to accept every claim, every God claim that you cannot disprove. And that means that you're going to hold contradictory positions.
Yeah. Do you accept the God that the Muslims believe in?
I believe we believe in the same God, but they just interpret wrong.
Well, and on what basis do you reject their beliefs?
Because their belief is contradictory, and
to what?
Muhammad is
to what?
a good prophet, I believe.
To what? I mean, what basis do you have to declare anything contradictory? You do know the Bible's contradictory, right?
At face value, yes, but you have to take other stuff into context.
Well,
and that.
By what reason do you disregard the Muslim claims about God and say that yours are correct?
I don't reject their claims because of...
Sure you do. Are you a Muslim? Are you a Muslim?
But because of theological contradictions.
John, are you a Muslim?
No, I'm not.
Then you're saying that they didn't get it right.
I'm saying that they're interpreting Revelation wrong.
Okay, I don't care what you're saying with regard to interpretation. You're saying they got it wrong, and we're asking by what justification do you make that claim? You've now made a positive claim that they got it wrong, and you reject it. But what's your justification that they got it wrong?
I'm going to have to research it more. I'm honest.
You know what? You know what, John? Maybe if you do the research before you come to an opinion, you'd be better off.
But I researched...
You're done. I researched. No, you didn't.
No.
I'll shut up now. You can have the next one.
Actually,
I beat up on John.
If John had actually done some research on Kalam, he probably would have run across John Loftus's book, and that would have probably been
and the entire episodes of this show that have been dedicated to it.
But he still wouldn't get it. I don't think John has.
Well, Patrick in Nacogdoches.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Jen will be taking your call as I recover from beating up on morons.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool, because this was kind of directed at her anyway.
Okay.
Good for you.
Well, basically I want to talk about how it's okay to make religious threats, but not okay to make physical threats. And that sounds kind of strange, but I just wanted to give an example, if that's okay.
Okay.
For example, in 4th grade, I was the school that I attended threw this huge fit whenever I told another girl that I wanted to push her down because I was so mad. And then a similar thing happened in high school, and they labeled both occasions as terroristic threats.
Okay.
On YouTube, I was having a debate with somebody, and he was a black Islamic fundamentalist. And I've never run into one of those before, but they're pretty scary, I guess, because he was talking about how he doesn't see why he can't just flail me right now, because he will eventually be able to when the world ends and Allah lets him own me as his own slave. And in one particular response to me, he said he would rape my daughters and all these other really grisly things. And I tried to report it, and nothing was done. And I even went to the sheriff's office in Porter, where I used to live, and showed them, and they said there was nothing they could do about it because of some technicality. I can't remember. Yeah. And I'll actually email you the conversations because they're pretty interesting. Yeah. But I just...
Well, basically, the rule on making threats to people is that it has to be something credible, And so some anonymous or semi-anonymous YouTube user making some kind of threat of something that's going to occur in the afterlife, you know, whatever is viewed as less credible than you standing there toe-to-toe with somebody telling them you're going to push them down. So that's it in a nutshell.
Right. It invokes the same emotions as if he had said it in a way that, like, he was going without religion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It offended me just as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of something that's really hard to take in, and I get kind of upset when people can hide behind something like religion and say all these really petty things that are extremely offensive.
Well, the scary thing is that people hide behind their religion to do vile things every day. And they're not even just talking about it. They actually use religion as their authority to do horrible things to people. I mean, all those kids that were raped by Catholic priests, do you think that none of them were told that, you know, that this was okay, that that Jesus approved, or even that, you know, that they had to because it was a priest who was making the demand? You know,
right, and I'm just saying that I'm surprised that really nothing's being done about anything like that, and I don't know, I just see it as a failing of a really big system.
Well, and the rule is that unless this person takes some kind of tangible step toward carrying out a threat, then it's, you know, it's just free speech, and it can be offensive, but, you know, it's still just free speech. Right. The moment they make a move toward actually carrying out the threat, then you have a case, then you can go to the police and, you know, do whatever you need to do with that.
Right. It's just like he lived not that far away, and I don't know, I felt genuinely scared.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I just felt like it was like an impending doom almost.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that's really all I wanted to talk about, and I just want to get your opinion in particular, just because you've probably faced a lot of bigotry. I don't want to assume or anything, but because of your lifestyle and everything, I just thought that you might have a little bit more to say about
it. Without knowing exactly what was said, I don't even know that'd be fair for me to comment, other than to say that, you know, if you genuinely feel threatened, then you should, you know, contact the authorities. And if you find that you're in a position where you're continually feeling threatened and nothing's happening, you might want to talk to somebody else to see maybe you're overreacting, maybe you're particularly sensitive to things. I'm not saying that's the case for you. I'm saying that in general for everybody. If you find that you're really getting upset over things that other people are kind of shrugging off as, you know, that's not that bad, there may be other issues. But, you know, we've had people call in. You know, one guy called to get directions to the studio so he could come down here and, you know, punch me in the face for Jesus or something. You know, it's...
And I just don't have to deal with that. Like, I think that was actually the first time I've ever dealt with something like that. So it was like, wow, somebody can really say this, you know? Like,
well, that's the thing.
And they can get away with it? I've never had experience with that.
That's the thing. You know, free speech means that you're going to run into a lot of things that you're not going to like. And, you know,
yeah, I mean,
I'm great with that, actually.
Yeah, we actually have pretty much everybody who's an open atheist out there in North America and possibly even the world over has gotten an email from a particularly egregious little troll that we won't even name here. And he makes all kinds of wild threats. And basically, you know, we've learned to set email filters so we don't have to look at this stuff and hit the delete key. You know, he's a miserable excuse for a human being. And, you know, I'm content to let him wallow in his misery. And if his emails make him think he's, you know, doing something important or whatever, that's fine. You know, they sound scary, but, you know, unless he actually does something about it, there's nothing any of us can do, as annoying as it is.
And Patrick,
Right.
you can go ahead and send us that email, but since we're short on time, I mean, literally, we've got like 8.5 minutes left.
Yeah, no, I'm
I'm
watching the clock. I was wondering when you're going to go ahead and cut me off.
Yeah, I'm going to cut you off now because we got full lines, and I'm going to want to get to a couple others real quick. But
Thank you,
thanks.
though.